Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And as you can see in the title of this lesson, you have chosen war with a God. And this is from, I have a video here that I'm going to play. It's a short segment, short clip from this new game called Mortal Kombat 1. For those that are familiar with the Mortal Kombat franchise, it's had many different parts, but this is the newest one that's going to come out later this year. However, there's a scene in this trailer where one of the main characters, Liu Kang, who is now a god, makes this statement here. Okay, and when I was listening to it, as I was watching it, it was it's interesting because it puts like a little visual to some of the things that we speak about concerning the scriptures. When you think about spiritual power, or you think about Yahweh Shai's return, you think about these things. So it gives it that little visual right there. So what I'm gonna play this clip so you can hear it. Take a look. I've also linked it in the description box. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for it, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and play it.
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
And just caution for those that are, the right word would be squeamish. If you're squeamish to blood, I mean, it does have a bit of a brutal scene here as he annihilates this guy right here. Okay, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna just play it anyway. So this is just a heads up. Right, and that's pretty much the it goes into the at the end of the clip, right? Now, when I was watching it, I was thinking of immediately. I actually thought of Yahweh Shai, okay, and his return. And keep in mind that we read the scriptures, and I have a few precepts in here that I'm going to go into, and it deals with the return of Yahweh Shai, the day of the Lord being a day unlike any other. And the scriptures say that the Lord is not going to meet this world as a man. He's not coming as a man. Obviously, he's going to look like a man. He's gonna have a humanoid form, head, hands, eyes, and all of that. But as the Apostle John said, we know not what we shall be like, right? But we know that when we shall see him, we're going to be like him. So Yahweh Shai is coming in an angelic form, and it's going to be unlike anything that we've ever seen. But along with that, the Lord is coming to make war. In righteousness doth he judge and make war. And he is coming to make war. And so this statement that was made by Liu Kang here about whoever he was talking to, he said, you have chosen to defy peace. Therefore, you have chosen war with a god. And do the scriptures not refer to Esau as the one that took peace from the earth? Revelation, the 6th chapter. So what's going to happen upon Yahweh Shai's return? He's going to come and make war with the inhabitants of the earth, but it's going to be primarily Esau leading it. Hence, Revelation, the 12th chapter, talks about the Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, but the primary villain was the dragon, which is Esau. Okay, and then the rest of these nations that are going to be allied. So I'm going to play this again, and then we'll get into these precepts. This is a pretty cool video, though.
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
Now this is from a video game trailer where you saw the blood splattered and all of that, but in real life, right? This is going to be happening where you're going to be seeing. I mean, the Lord is going to come and commit. Commit. He's gonna cause a lot of death. Right? He's going to put a lot of people to death, and the scriptures describe that when you read in Isaiah, I believe it's the 63rd chapter, as Isaiah says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?" Right, dyed garments because of him that is red in thine apparel, or wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? So Isaiah in that vision was asking why. Oh, that's the spirit, the water, bro. Let me put it up. Where we at? This is Ash. Ash Racha Yasharala, Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel. So Isaiah is seeing Yahushai, and he's saying like, who is this? And then he couldn't help but emphasize the glory, right? This that is glorious in his apparel, as it says, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness. So it's almost like a back and forth, right? He asks, and then the response is Yahushai responds that, like it says, I that speak in righteousness, as it says, mighty to save. Okay, and going on, let me actually pull up the rest real quick. Isaiah 63. Here we are. Let me pull this up right here. One second. All right, here we are. So Isaiah 63 verse 2. So then Isaiah says, well, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? Why your garments look red, and thine garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? So why do you look like that? Like you just came out. Now the wine fat is it was, let me pull it up here. Wine fat, so you can get an image for reference. So as you can see, these are different images of a wine fat, or wine press. So as you can see, basically they would put grapes in there, and they would stomp on them. They would actually step on the grapes, and then that would juice the grapes. Right? It would extract the juice or the blood from the grapes. Okay, I don't know what this is, but but yeah. So it was you see something like this, and so Isaiah is saying here, your garments are red as if, right, as if you just came from treading in the wine fat. And why is that? Because symbolic. Now Yahushua's physical garments are not actually going to be red, where he has like the blood of heathens spilt onto him. Okay, but it signifies the amount of killing that the Lord is going to do when he comes back. And in addition to the fact that he is a God and he's not coming to meet the world as a man, death is nothing in the sight of a God. Okay, death is as nothing in the sight of a God, because it's to us, it's something that's like, damn, oh shit, like it stays on your conscience and all of that. But that's not the case for a God. So as it says, so what did the Lord say? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. Because usually when you tread something, you step on it, you stomp on it. So he's saying, well, I trotted the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, because usually the winepress is not trodden by just one person. So it says, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So the Lord is likening the people onto grapes, and him like the one that treadeth in the wine fat. So he's likening the great deal of destruction that he is going to do, the great deal of death and killing that the Lord is going to bring about, as if he was one man treading in the wine fat and these people were the grapes. Okay, so when you see like a clip like what I just played here with the Mortal Kombat scene, and you saw as Liu Kang jumped up, and then he basically split the dude in half and splattered, and the blood splashed all over the place and all of that. Well, guess what? It's going to be much worse in real life, because this is just a video game trailer. It just happens to look very real. Okay, but in real life, it will be very real. Okay, and you will, being able to manipulate the elements. Fire is an element, ice is an element. So not only is Yahushua going to come back with those with abilities that we've never even really seen in action before, but then Lord willing, if we're of the elect, we're going to gain those abilities as well. So then in real life, the title, or what would actually be, what the actual situation would be, is that it's not just that Esau has chosen war with a god, but he has chosen war with gods, plural. Which leads me to the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. Now, this isn't dealing with every single person on the planet. This is dealing with the Israelites. Okay, it's like, let me take this. There we go. All right, this is dealing with the children of Israel. So as it says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. And the first ones that are going to that this is going to be manifest in are the elect, when they get changed, when Yahushua returns. And when we get changed, we're going to be like unto him, with the glorious body that he's bringing, where we will be able to do things like what you see in the scene where Liu Kang basically he's able to make that fire glow in his eyes, right there, where he basically activates that power, and you see that glow, and
was in war with
he's able to do things like that, light up, summon fire and shit, and he doesn't get burnt, and all these kinds of things. Guess what? We're gonna have that power, we're gonna have that ability. And to this world, it sounds crazy, right? What the hell are you guys talking about? First you wear dresses out there with a Bible in your hand. Now you're talking about what now? But it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real. Just like when Yahushua died, and there was that eclipse and the earthquake that happened. You had that centurion who admitted, like, damn, truly this was the Son of God. Because prior to that, they thinking, well, this guy is just a guy that's going around. I mean, they're saying that he's the Son of God and a King of the Jews and all these things. And here it is. He looks just like a regular dude. We beat him up, put a crown of thorns on his head, crucified him, just like any other man. But what was the difference here? Upon his death, they started to see some supernatural things. And then that got them thinking, oh, shit. Maybe there was more to this than we initially thought. And that's what's going to be happening very soon as the Lord starts to shake things up. People are going to realize, maybe there was more to what these Israelites were saying than what we initially thought. Okay, but anyway, back to the subject at hand, which is Yahushua. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, ultimately, but Yahushua returning is going to be a God. He is a God. Okay, he is a power. He is not the Most High God, but he is a God. Okay, under the Most High. Now, I want to. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and as a matter of fact, a precept that just came to mind is here in the book of Psalms. I think it's 1:10-3. There we go. Psalms 1:10-3. It says, "Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beautiness, or in the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth." Now, this is primarily talking about Yahushua. Okay, but eventually it is also going to apply to us, because we're also going to get power. But as it says here, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So when the Lord comes back, this is not going to be a matter of if, ands, or buts. It's not going to be a matter of, well, I choose this or I choose that. It's going to be a scary day. And that's why the scriptures tell you that all the tribes wailed because of him. Even so, Aman, because he's coming back to bring massive destruction. I mean, God-like destruction. And that power is going to be something to tremble at, indeed. Indeed, because it's going to be the first time in this generation. Really, it's going to be the first time that humanity has been exposed to the wrath, the divine wrath that's coming, like on that level. I mean, at one point, the Lord flooded, he flooded the earth during the time of Noah, the old world, and that was one thing. But the wrath that the Lord has been, long suffering about up until this point, that is going to be manifest, is going to be unseen. I mean, nobody has ever seen or experienced something like that before. So boy, oh boy, is it going to be a hell of a time. All right, and indeed, Esau has chosen to defy peace. Everything he does is against peace, is anti-life. It's towards oppression. And so he has made war with, and the scriptures tell you that he made war with the saints. So Yahushua is going to do what? Yahushua is going to come back and make war with him. And I mean, it really ain't going to be much of a war, but for the storyline's sake, it is a war. But it's going to be just like that. You're going to have multitudes of people, armies just gone just like that from just one laser beam. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time, man. And you're going to more than hope and pray that you get beamed up. Because that's going to be if you hear on the Swords of America primarily, the safest place that's to be is going to be in a chariot. So you're going to hope that when you look up and you calling upon the name of the Lord and you got your hands up, that the light that comes down is not the red hot, fiery, lasery one with lightning mixed up in there. You're going to hope and pray that is not the one. And at that point, guess what? You know what you're going to be thinking of? You're going to be thinking of all the things you've done, all the works that you did, all the days that you weren't as diligent as you could have been. You're going to think of all of these things in that split second, in that split moment. And you're going to start wondering, oh, Lord, I really hope that was enough for you to, say and be pleased with and have mercy on me. Because it's going to be such a weighty day that you could have done everything right. And you could have known that you did everything right. And yet you would still be afraid that maybe the Lord didn't find it enough, because that's how badly you're going to want to get beamed up. That you're going to think, damn, shit, is there anything that I didn't do right? Is there, anything? And man, oh man, there's going to be no tough guy act. There's going to be no pride. There's going to be none of that, because you're going to be at the complete mercy of the Lord. It's either you get delivered or you don't. And those, either way, that determines a whole lot. Because until you get beamed up on them chariots, you finally on that chariot, okay, this is it. I made it. And that means everything that comes with making it, versus you got destroyed on this side and everything that comes along with that. So as it says here, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 2. Let me come down to the main part I'm looking for. I'm looking for all right, this is Psalms 2 and 7. I will declare the decree the Lord Yahweh hath said unto me. Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord is going to get that. And the way we're going to get it is via Yahweh, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by being joint heirs to the Lord, to Yahushai. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. So that's what's going to happen. Now, we're going to have justification for it. Okay, but this is going to be ruling with an iron fist. Okay, or an iron rod. Or maybe fire like Liu Kang. So this is going to be a very interesting time. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 14. Now, when you come back to this trailer, you go back just a little bit, you can see as he is channeling that energy. Okay, you see his face, right? You can see it in his face, right about here. Oh, oopsie, missed it. There we go. Let me see. There we go. Boom. Why they gotta do this? Why you gotta do me like that? Cool. You can see that, right? I mean, but this doesn't even express like the fullness of the anger. However, just a little visual. But when you go to the book of Isaiah 42, you can only imagine, as it says here, um, yeah, like Raiden. Yeah. There you go. Like when Raiden in Mortal Kombat, I believe the most recent one, after he finally had enough and his lightning turned red, yeah, you can see it in his face that he wasn't having it. Now, this is Isaiah 42 and 14. It says, I have long time holding my peace. You hear that? I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now, one thing that happens with this is eventually you when you become long suffering and you have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, eventually you're able to, and I'm just speaking generally here, suppress the fullness of that wrath. Like you're able to suppress it. And it isn't until you can finally let it out that it all comes out. You know, when somebody's angry about something and they keep suppressing it and suppressing it and suppressing it. And one day when it finally comes out, I mean, it comes out hard. Like one example I could think of is like maybe boxing. You have maybe two fighters that are constantly talking shit to each other, or whatever the case is, and you can tell like this one just really like he's itching, he's dying to get his hands on the other guy, but he suppresses it. So when they go to weigh themselves, they go to the meetups and all that, he keeps it suppressed and he looks calm. And then when he gets into the ring, he taps into that anger that obviously keeps a level head, but all that itchiness that he had to put them fists into the guy's face, it all comes out. And now he's ready to let it out through them punches. So Yahushua, when he comes back, as he said, I have long time holding my peace, all right, and been still and refrained myself because he had no other option. No matter how triggered the Lord gets while he's up there in the spirit world, he can't do anything yet because it's not time. So it says, now will I cry like a travailing woman, which doesn't mean he's going to scream like a little girl, but it's metaphorical, because a travailing woman, when you look, man, when you see a woman in labor, maybe at the right scene, which is when she's pushing to try and get the head of the baby out, because that's the biggest part, that's the pain. And they say push, and she's like, ah, she's not screaming like a little girl. She doesn't have a little girl scream. She's probably screaming more manly than you, but you can see it on her face. She's sweating. She's grabbing the side things of the nurse, the bed thing that you on. She's grabbing that, and you can see maybe the veins popping out, and she's screaming, pushing. That is the image when it says like a travailing woman, meaning he's going to let out that war cry. It says, I will destroy and devour at once. So now here's another example. Imagine, and this is one of the extreme, on the extreme sides, but it gets the point across. Your woman or your child, either or, is in the ring with I don't know, some Jake, some bugged out dude, and you cannot intervene in that until a certain point in time. And all you got to do is witness that dude beat up on your woman or on your child as he's punching them in the face. They're bleeding out their nose, their teeth is falling out, and they can barely even defend themselves because they're not a boxer, or they're not, they can't really fight. And they may try to run, but then he corners them and he's punching them in the ribs and he's not holding back. And each second you want to run up in that ring, like literally, but you can't. Imagine that. And Yahushua, he's similarly having to hold his peace, like refrain himself. That's why it says he's refrained himself for a long time. And when you're in a position like that, like the example I just gave, 5 seconds feels like 10 years because you can barely stand to see what's happening. Now, when you can finally get into that ring, do you think you're going to waste time in putting your fist into the guy's head? I mean into his head. Go through the forehead and out the rear, out the back, at the back of his head. Do you think you're going to waste time doing that? No. So that's why the Lord said, I will destroy and devour at once. Boom. That's it. No time waste. No. Right? Verse 15, I will make waste mountains and hills. and dry up all their herbs, meaning that there's going to be no restraint in the Lord's anger and in the destructive force that he's going to use. So you when he's done with this place, well, that's why it's going to take only an hour. It says, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. And then it goes on, so on and so forth. But the point is, you have decided to make war with a God, and Yahushua is coming out like that, like you running into that ring to go beat up that dude who was beating up your child or your woman or whatever, your loved one, who can't defend themselves. That's likened unto us right now. So now this is lastly, this is the book of Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 11. It says, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So here we are, about to witness Yahushua make his entrance. And I'm going to go back and play this clip one last time before I end this video. Okay, but like I said, you can only imagine what it's going to be like when Yahushua makes his return. Stop here. Let me unmute that.
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
They should have had like a big pop-up that says through. Literally, because that's what happened, right? He was through. You know, so pretty much that's what's going to happen to Esau. I mean, much worse than that. This is just the imagery of it that I found pretty interesting, pretty cool. You know, but yeah, you know, Yahushua is coming with vengeance. All right, matter of fact, let me finish it off with this. This is Proverbs 6 and 34 says, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. That's right. That's right. So when the Lord comes back, he's coming back with vengeance. And he is, well, I mean, I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.